Hello. Before I go on a rant or what grinds my gears, I want to look professional. So, do I live in a bad neighborhood? Do we live in a bad neighborhood, I should say, globally, community-wise? I'm an officer, not of law. That's one of my neighbors. He's a constable of our RCMP detachment. I'm not going to say who, because that's private. As we are officers, and there's more than just us in my community in Chilliwack, I feel like, did I bring trouble to my nice little spot? Or did I marry the problems, and now, being unsophisticated as she is, has called the cops on me twice for no good reason, making me kind of a pariah of an already kind of mostly nice, very good neighbors. Why am I grieving this? Probably because of the last police incident. And my doctor jokingly saying that maybe it'll happen once or twice and then it'll gain some attention. That's unappealing. Being set up like some poor people have on YouTube. I see a pattern. Not an investigator, just observant. I'm an assessment officer. It's part of my job. I think she forgot. Oh, back to the police incident. As it was protocol to respond when someone shows concern, whether it's valid or not. There's several ways to resolve it peacefully. Thankfully we did, and avoided. Look, I don't think that should be avoided, for everybody's safety and taxpayers' dollars. It could be an important call that was missed due to a fraudulent call that was responded to. I'm glad the infrastructure's there, that I had cooperation from the RCMP and 911, and I kept my cool, even though I didn't know that it wasn't an intruder. It was a so-called concerned person calling in a wellness check. In some circles, they call that doing somebody dirty, or in other terms, a SWAT. I'm not saying that it was any of those. I want to be more proactive and not think that that's going to happen, because it's giving me some intrepidation naturally. If you could understand, it's not called paranoia, it's called reasonable. As one would say, I live in a good neighborhood. However, my neighbor, who nobody should steal from, had lumber stolen from the side of his house. Seems absurd. Only somebody who knows about lumber would understand how moving that without anybody noticing is tough. And then I stand corrected. And I don't know what the correlation is. I doubt it has anything to do with the police visit on Sunday. But as observant as I am, I went outside and my basketball hoop was missing. What the fuck's going on? I'm not talking about a rim. My NBA basketball hoop was taken right under my nose. I did call it into the detachment, and obviously it sounds as ridiculous as it does, because I just phoned the RCMP a few days earlier. I mean, I called 911 because I thought I had an intruder in my property, and it was thankfully diffused without any incident because I called 911 and they... Anyways, I don't want to revisit that. The what ifs are not good. And it's not as though I'm naming any names. I don't know who has the keys to this. This has to be locked up. I mean, do I really have to wait for a couple more times? I know my doctor wasn't being serious, but seriously. With everything that's going on and the network that I have and the people that I know, I'm not saying that I'm a special agent. I don't even feel like I'm valued by my own. I don't know. I'm being let down. I hate to say it. I don't know, after 18 years of service, I feel like I'm unfairly being mistreated. And I'm not trying to say it has anything to do with my gender or my race, or I've wondered why people want me to hit rock bottom or something. It's this feeling of you don't think you'll get canceled because that happens to, like, you know, people in the media, people on social media. I'm not even on social media until this year. I'm already destroying my character by having my identity. I'm not having an identity crisis. I'm being given an identity crisis because Jesus Christ, have you ever had your identity stolen before? It's not a good feeling. I'm starting to get really impatient. We need some reform. I'm Andy Yoon, and I'm serious about being a program officer.